Timmy gets no girls. You look at his Tinder, 0 matches. You look at his Instagram DMs, 0 replies. Timmy goes and approaches a girl in public. He tells her, is your name Faith? Because I have faith that we're gonna have a great relationship. She looks at Timmy, laughs, and walks away. Timmy spends all of his time obsessing over girls, yet he gets 0 results. Later that night, Timmy is out on a walk when he sees the girl that he approached is out with somebody else. Who is this mysterious man? If only he could teach me what I needed to know to be more attractive to women. Who is this man, you may ask? Alexander. Alexander is the most desired man. 99 plus likes on Tinder. Instagram DMs flooded with messages. How has Alexander achieved such abundance with women? That's what we're going to cover in this video. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a few mistakes I used to make in my dating life, how I learned from them, and how you can improve. Mistake number 1 is thinking that obsessing over girls is going to help you get a girlfriend. You always see in TV shows and the movies, the nerd who obsesses over the girl and thinks about her all the time finally ends up getting with her. Because it does make for a good story, but the truth is that's not how it works in real life. There's a couple reasons why obsessing over girls does not help you out. The first is that it makes you come across as needy. Because think about when you're going out on a date and you can't stop thinking about a girl. You're obsessing over the idea of making her your girlfriend. Is that going to help you come across as confident, as sure of yourself? No, that's going to make you second guess yourself. That's going to make you act needy and insecure, because instead of just focusing on being your best self and getting to know her, you're so obsessed with the idea of the girl and making her your girlfriend. The second reason why obsessing over girls is not a good thing is because it's just a waste of time. The reality is, as a man, you only have so much time in your day. You only have so much energy you can put towards things. And I want you to think of a quick difference between Timmy and Alexander. Timmy spends all of his time scrolling on Instagram, looking at girls, obsessing over a girl, thinking about her. While Alexander, yeah, he puts in effort, he still approaches girls, but he spends most of his time focusing on his goals, going to the gym, eating a healthy diet, improving himself. So what should you do instead? Obsess over your own goals, obsess over your own self-improvement. Because think about what a girl is looking for in a man. Is she looking for a man who's chasing girls all the time, who's wasting all of his time? No, she wants a man who's ambitious, who's focused on leveling up, who's becoming his best self. So you see in a weird way how focusing less on dating and focusing less on obsessing over a girl actually makes you more attractive. Because something you must understand is you attract the type of person that you are. So if you want to focus more on improving your dating life, the number one thing you can do is focus on improving yourself. But with all that being said, there is one caveat. You still have to put in effort. You still have to approach girls. Because obviously, if you never go talk to a girl, if you never go on a date, well, yeah, no shit, you're never gonna get a girlfriend. But I hope you can see there's a difference between the guy who obsesses and the guy who pursues. The guy who pursues, he still puts in effort, he still talks to the girl, he of course takes her on nice dates, but he's not sitting there obsessing over her 24/7. Which leads into the next mistake. Mistake number 2, thinking there is going to be a magic moment. Another thing you see in movies all the time with about love or romance is that there's just that magic moment where the guy and the girl like bump into each other, which seeing this all the time in movies leads to guys thinking there's going to be a perfect moment where everything is going to line up and you're going to be able to go and talk to the girl. But in reality, this just does not exist. You have to create that perfect moment. There's always going to be reasons for why you can't go talk to the girl. There's always going to be barriers. You're never going to feel 100% confident. There's always going to be some awkwardness. But the difference between the guy who gets the girl and the guy who doesn't is the guy who doesn't get the girl sits around waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel confident, waiting to finally get that time to go and talk to her. Whereas the guy who actually gets the girl, he just walks up to her. He just approaches her. He just takes the action. He just makes it happen while the other guy is sitting around and waiting. And I know I'm talking about this in terms of dating, but this is something that you can apply to every single aspect of your life. Don't be the guy who just sits around and waits for things to happen. Don't be the guy who lets life happen to him. Be the guy who makes shit happen, who takes control over his life, who just creates that perfect moment. Because you can sit around and daydream all you want, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything. You have to go to the gym. You have to pursue your goals. You have to go talk to that girl. Nothing is going to happen for you. You have to make it happen. Mistake number 3 that almost every single guy makes who is struggling with women is rejecting yourself. All the time I see these comments on my videos. Oh yeah, I would go approach girls, but I'm short. I would go approach girls, but I'm not that good looking. I'm not that confident. Look, bro, the reality is You're always going to have your excuses. You're always going to have your reasons for why you can't do something. But at the end of the day, you are the only one holding yourself back. But how does Timmy think versus how does Alexander think? Timmy blames everyone else for his issues. He blames his height. He blames his genetics. He blames society. Whereas Alexander, he looks inwards. He takes control over his situation and makes shit happen. Now, the truth is, some people, are they going to have it harder than others? Yeah, of course, if you're super short, yeah, you might have it a bit harder than a guy who has average height or who's tall. But the truth is, I know some short guys who have a girlfriend. I know some short guys who have done well with dating. So whatever excuse you can think of, the reality is there's some guy out there who has that excuse, but he did not let that excuse limit him. He did not sit there and complain about why he's not doing so well at something. He just took action. He improved what he can, and he saw success. Because something you got to understand as a man is that no matter what disadvantages you have in life, no matter what things you have to overcome, there are still always ways you can improve. Even if you're short, you can go to the gym, you can get in better shape, you can become more confident. The reality is, a short guy who has confidence, who's in good shape, is always going to beat out a guy who's, naturally good looking, but has the personality of a rock, or who doesn't know how to make a girl feel appreciated and understood. Because dating is not just about any one trait, it's about being the best version of yourself. So focus on what you control. Don't make excuses, don't point the finger, just focus on becoming your best self, and the rest will take care of itself. Because the truth is, the guy who views himself as a catch, the guy who takes action, the guy who improves himself, will always beat out the guy who sits around, complains, and makes excuses. So what type of man are you going to be? The choice is yours. I'll see you for the next video, bro.